Mike Moore Media.
I'm checking in with our friend Eddie McGee, Executive Director of the Stokes County Arts Council. Hey, Eddie, welcome back.
Thank you, Mike. It's great to be back, and I hope you're doing well.
I am doing just great, thanks. Yeah, I was telling you right before we started our broadcast, I'm on your Facebook page, Stokes County Arts Council, looking at videos. I'm really enjoying some of the things there, and I'm thinking, you know, the things you do so visual anyway at the Arts Council, but we've taken that up a notch, haven't we now?
We have, and we've a lot of our Stokes Arts Live programs that we have been featuring recently. We've touched on everything from making Play-Doh, baking, land conservation, literary arts, songwriting, clogging, dancing. So folks definitely need to check out our Facebook page, social media sites, and watch some of those videos. That's the great part about it, Mike, is you can go back and kind of relive and go over them time and time again to maybe learn something or be inspired to take on an artistic form or seek out your own artistic talent.
Yeah, that's right. And we have a little more time on our hands. So we've talked about this before on a previous program, people letting their creative juices flow now a little bit more, aren't they?
They really are. And out of the comfort of their own home. And they're finding that out. You don't have to, you can learn a lot at home. It's great to be in a classroom setting with others, and we'll eventually get back to that.
Yeah.
But while we're waiting, get on social media and get on the internet and seek out, we've had people even contact us, Mike, that have been telling us, we've tried to bake the bread that you featured on there, and we've participated in some of the, some of like interactive family stuff, making Play-Doh or molding stuff with clay and painting. And it's great to hear that even though we've not seen them physically in person, that we're still making an impact upon their life and inspiring them to try something.
Sure.
And so I think that's been the great part about it, and a lot of them have been doing it as a family.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's even better.
That's even better.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to do that. I know as an organization we've talked about continuing these videos, and we actually have a couple of us are getting together later today, our board members, and we're going to be brainstorming again to what are some of the topics that folks would like to see in video, and still making plans to gather in the future, and we'll see what happens with that as well. So,
thinking maybe July might be a month we get kind of back on schedule somewhat.
We hope so. Our gallery is open to the public now, and our retail market, the Arts Place retail market. We've added a lot of new artists, and we are practicing, the social distancing. When folks come in, they're not required to wear a mask. We encourage them, but we have moved a lot of our displays away from each other so that folks can come in and shop, and so those numbers are picking up. We had a book signing about a week and a half ago for a new artist, a new author here in Stokes County, Mindy Roddy, and her book, Maya's Mountain. And we had great participation. Folks were spaced out over 2 hours for the book signing, and they came in and were very respectful of each other. But it was wonderful gathering, seeing folks come in, and we make sure our numbers were less than 25 in the building. And they just, they were very smart about it, but they were very, like I said, respectful of each other's space, but supporting a new author. So we know it can be done and be done the right way. And so we'll keep, that was kind of I guess, our guinea pig, giving it a shot and seeing how people would react. And so we're encouraging folks, you can come over now and at least see our exhibits. And speaking to that, I'm going to go ahead and segue into our current gallery exhibit. Mike, right now, is an artist, Dennis Bird, who is a landscape painter and teacher in Greensboro, but has family ties to Winston-Salem and Hickory in the Piedmont. And he's featured right now in the Ben and Lemma Apple Gallery, has some original oil and watercolor paintings, and they are so beautiful. And that touches on history and some of the landscapes, and just beautiful.
They really are, yeah. And I was looking at that kind of a virtual tour there on your Facebook page, and yeah, very nice.
And you can see that online. You're right. I mean, that is part of the virtual tour. You can see some of Dennis's paintings, and if you're headed over to Hanging Rock to do a hike, or the Dan River to do a little tubing or kayaking, come on up to the Arts Council Gallery, and you can see Dennis's work in person.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as I mentioned earlier, we have the retail market is open. A lot of new artists. Our market manager, Sonia Godwin, does a great job over there of contacting new artists and seeking them out. And I mentioned the Maya's Mountain book, Mindy Roddy. We still have some of her signed copies of the book. I've started reading the book, and it's she's got some nice surprises in there that right from the start. Well, it's a book that it surprised me from the start. Again, it's written. It's somewhat local fiction. It's based on some of her own life around here, growing up in Stokes County. But boy, she keeps you on your toes. And
yeah.
we have copies of that, and some new stained glass, some new potters, new food items, and so we encourage folks to, if you want to get out of the house and you're wanting to go to somewhere where we are respectful of the social distancing and wearing masks and sanitizing, and the Stokes County Arts Council Arts Place here in Danbury is a place that you need to come visit.
Mm-hmm. It certainly is. Yep, very nice, and right downtown in Danbury.
Right, in beautiful downtown Danbury.
Yes.
And you mentioned July, and we are somewhat targeting July for some programming. I'll mention a few of those, and we'll just see how things play out as far as the governor's restrictions and regulations. But we have scheduled an acrylic paint class, sea turtle paint class, and that's July 25th. And those are always well attended. Instructor will be Kathy Anthony, and she'll walk you through each step. So beginners, intermediate, even advanced. If you want to come over and participate, this will be a great one and a great summer topic of sea turtles.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have a Bob Ross oil class, Waterfall Wonder. And the instructor, again, is Kathy Anthony, and that's going to be in August. And so I know that one's already filling up, so folks need to check on that one. And again, great instructors. They walk you through each step. You're not intimidated. You don't have to try to keep up with anybody else around you, and you kind of go at your own pace. And so those are on the calendar.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, and then hopefully, if everything goes well, we'll start up with our concerts at the end of July. We have Steve Hartsoe coming in from the Raleigh area. Steve grew up in Stokes County, then he went on the west coast to San Francisco. Fabulous singer-songwriter. He's scheduled for July 25th. Real Jazz, Bruce Malitrat and Real Jazz, based out of Rockingham County.
Mm-hmm, my buddy. Yep.
Yeah, and Bruce is scheduled for Sunday, July the 26th, and we hope that happens. And then we have the Men in Black and Doug Davis on July 31st. We're hoping we can hold some things together and see what happens. And then we look out a little bit further, and the Chatham Rabbits are in August, and Caleb Caldwell in October. So a little more regional artists that tour regionally, the statewide, and nationwide for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But encourage folks, as you always do a great job of doing, Mike, is visiting our website, stokesarts.org, or visiting our social media sites. So we're active planning, and
yes, indeed. Well, we're keeping positive, and getting things on the calendar, and hoping for all of those things to come together. And I'm excited about your plans that you're making, and I'm wondering, before we finish up here, I know you had a song out recently that was just wonderful. Doing any songwriting these days? Anything new?
Well, thank you for asking that. Actually, I have a side. That's a whole different side of me that I don't really, because of conflict of interest, I can't don't do that here at the Arts Council. I don't really promote myself, but I do quite a bit of songwriting, and I have some wonderful connections with some producers in places, and so I feed them songs, and I actually do have some projects in the works, and so. But like I said, I keep it separately. I know the song you're talking about, the "Pardon Me" and the video, the accompanying video. I think that's the one you're talking about.
It is, yeah.
One that has it's been interesting, Mike, because I've received a lot of attention from that from other countries.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I've actually a lot of the views have been from other countries, and folks have commented on it and the meaning behind it, and it was something I just put together to kind of express my opinion of what we were going through, and but it's a great outlet, and that's what the arts are for. You know, that's the way you express yourself, either through words or through song or through visual arts, and that's why we encourage people to get involved, and you kind of have your voice. You know, it's through what you do, and it doesn't have to be through words. It can be through other ways, and we just love being over here and seeing these artists do that with their talent, and so thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. And, well, didn't mean to put you on the spot there, but
oh no,
but I appreciate you sharing that your musical talents. Okay, well, we'll again invite everybody to check out the website and get out and about and go to the Arts Place, Stokes County Arts Council in downtown Danbury on Main Street.
Yeah, and the Hanging Rock's open. You know, the trails are open, the waterfalls. Folks cannot go in the lake, but they can walk around and take pictures and still picnic up there. It still looks, it's just beautiful. So if they're wanting a place to come, you got one of the top state parks right here in North Carolina, and we encourage them then to drop by. Our coffee shop and ice cream will be opening back up very, very soon. And
I was wondering about that. Yeah, the ice cream. Yeah. Okay.
Come visit us. And so, you know, and we're just looking forward to getting back to where we can gather again. And that will come in time, and we'll be patient. But just thanks as always, Mike, for the support. You're just a wonderful supporter of our organization, and I always enjoy talking with you, and just thanks for the pep talk always. So.
Well, well, thank you for your good work and making it happen, bringing people together for us to enjoy. And I'm thinking one more note on Hanging Rock. That's 3 miles from your front door?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 miles from the front door, and boy, the folks come in that really, you know, it's the things we often easily forget about are the ones that are right in our backyard. And I know here, those of us in Stokes and Rockingham County, we're so blessed to have rivers and state parks and just things that we take for granted because we see them every day. And, you know, sometimes little curvy roads, 2-lane roads, and we don't really appreciate them. And when you hear some folks that come up from Raleigh or Durham and Chapel Hill, even Winston-Salem and Greensboro, they love coming up here. They love getting away and visiting Rockingham and Stokes and seeing what we have. And it's we have a lot to offer.
We certainly do.
Yeah. Hanging Rock's 3 miles from here, and just we're just blessed. We're very, very blessed. And I say, you know, right now is when we need to be taking advantage of it more than we ever have. See what's around us.
Sure. Yeah.
People and places.
Make that staycation thing work for us right now. Yeah.
You got it.
All right,
got it. Well
Eddie,
said.
Always good to talk to you. Thank you. Have a real good week. All right, talk again soon.
You too. We'll talk soon.
Eddie McGee is Executive Director of the Stokes County Arts Council. Get more information at stokesarts.org and right there on their Facebook page, Stokes County Arts Council.